Whatever. Do you want your freedom again? Yes. Good, Florida. Did I attend the F1 racing? Nope. I am Radelaide, and isn't the F1... Is Melbourne at the moment? Yeah, Melbourne. So I'm the wrong city. In terms of the map, Melbourne is this thing. And I am over here. And they are about 600 miles apart. 800, 900 kilometers, something. To put things in perspective, right? Here to here is further away, and I'm not changing the zoom, is further away than Moscow to Britain, to London. Right? Australia, side to side, is that whole space. Or, put another way, Europe is tiny. Africa is a big ass bit of land. Oh, mill points. You'll never complain about travel times in Australia. I have done the drive of here to here a good couple of dozen times, and I've done the drive from here to over here, which is basically exactly 1,000 miles. About six or so times. This one can be a day trip. That one is definitely a 2-day one. The 900-ish mile one versus the 1,000... No, sorry. The 600-ish mile one versus the 1,000 mile one. This one is a day trip. The other one is definitely 2 days. What do you define? The European continent. There is no European continent. There is only Afro-Eurasia. It is one continent. You can walk there. You can walk everywhere. It's a single continent. This is a single continent. Antarctica, even though it's not shown here, is a single continent. I don't buy the whole it's about the tectonic plates bullshit. Bullshit. No one cares about the tectonic plates other than the geologists. And people looking to be technically right about the definition of continent. You used to drive 1,000 kilometers a workday? Were you driving on the Autobahn? Is the only thing I can say, because our speed limit here is... what's 110 in, like, 80? 110 kilometers per hour to miles per hour. $70. Our speed limit here is about 70 miles. So we have fairly low upper speed limits in global terms for the most of the country. There's a little bit of the country between, like, going north-south here that technically has no speed limit. But almost everywhere else is 110 max. No. 110 Ks, so 70-ish miles per hour. For those who use sensible units, not chains and rods and perches and poles. And slugs. Can't believe slugs are a... Anyway. Sounds like the roads are pretty terrible. It's more that... Consider how big we are, right? Remember that we were as wide as Europe. And yet we're as big as Europe in terms of space, whilst only having about the same population as, like, Italy. So, the number of people that you have in order to service the roads is much, much less. The drives are pretty flat open spaces for the most part, TK Bacon. There are some really pretty mountainous bits sort of along here. But most of the rest of it is just flat. So our roads are okay, but by relative terms, they are a lot less nice than the roads here, just because you have so many more people per amount of road that you can tax and use to make nicer roads. Australia is half the probability. I'm trying to give round figures, right? I don't know. Is the Switzerland like 12? Switzerland's like 12 million. Populations of Europe. What's the closest match? Romania. We are equivalent to Romania. More or less in population. Nah, we're like double Belgium easy. We're like 20 and a bit. 20 and change. Oh, we're up to 20 and a half now. I'm out of date. In fact, we're closer to 30 than 20. Still more than Denmark. Denmark probably fits on Tasmania. It probably fits on here, right? Anyway. When is our truce with our Spanish guy up? 2 more years. I live in Transylvania. Romania. Oh, I'm Australian. Yeah, I'm Australian. This kind of Australian. Not quite. I'm this kind of Australian. I am... here. Scandinavia appear to be having some problems. My public identity is not a secret, Prime Keck. I'm Dr. Jesse Coombs. This me. It's not a big secret or anything. Oh wow. Tasmania is actually bigger. No. I can call myself adjunct professor, because anyone can claim that, but I'm definitely not professor. Or associate professor, sorry. Associate professor is the one that anyone can claim to be here. But if you want to be a professor here, that's a legitimate thing. Should have known I was an engineer. I'm a philosopher, thank you. Doctorate of Philosophy in engineering. Oh, did you just get Calais back? No, I'm blind. I thought they just got Calais back, but maybe it was occupied by rebels or something. What month are we able to do the Brazil thing? 2 more months. You've got a piece of paper that says you can make math. Okay. It's time to imperialism your ass. How much of you can we eat at once? Hopefully all of you. It certainly looks like all of him. Woo. He's trying to kick us off there. Yep. Only costs 35. Here you're either a teacher or not. So they're called teachers at professors. They're called teachers at university as well. That would seem a bit odd here. And I know Germany has even more levels. There's like, what's the one above Professor? Qualification? I think it's called... Is it called Qualification? I'm not remembering at the moment. But there is one. There's like a weird title that's even better than... an even higher qualification than doctorate. Which we have no equivalent to here in our system. Go spam out some leaders. Get off. Get off my land. We don't need too much more. Done. Okay, we now own all the provinces we need to own, and it's just a case of waiting for the Enlightenment and the Industrial Revolution. Just a couple of stacks of rebels. Don't stress. And good God, did that use up a lot of admin all at once. What the? For a second I was very confused, then I remembered we are colonizing over here. I was like, how do I have 10 provinces? Okay. Can we take this yet? Yes, 100 million years ahead of time. What? What? No, seriously. What? You can even see I have a core here. I don't remember it being rebel occupied. It just says it magically got given back. Never says was occupied by rebels. Look, there's no was occupied by Inca, annexed by Inca, core of Inca. Yeah, rebels. No, but it could be 5-year defecting Solar is what I was looking for. Like if it was occupied, it could be 5-year defecting. Well, we get to have that fun all over again. Fun, fun, fun. Also some of these. Why? Whatever. Spain can have those ones. Oh, wow. No, they can't. Look at all of that. How did all of these go away? No. You have tried my patience, New Spain. Give back. We should also change focus back to admin, because that's all we've got now. Yeah, but I can understand that for over there, Dark. That's true. Sometimes tribal land will mess with things in Central America. That does not explain the Falklands. Ain't nobody got a tribal core on this. No, there's nothing that steals provinces like that from the player. There are missions that you can get clicked that will trigger events that ask the player to give up land, if they want to or not. But that's as far as it goes. Where did they teleport? Fix them. There. I'm not greedy. I just want my stuff back. And a little bit extra for the trouble. Now we do you. We get my stuff back again. One of you needs to go get the capital. So like these could 5 years defect. But they would say was occupied by separatists. Which is what I was looking for on the Falklands. And just ain't there. 1, 2, 3. Where do I draw the border? Just below San Francisco. Chomp. That will do nicely. Come on back. Find one of these that is pure infantry and assign it to rebel duty, or at least close to pure infantry. They're all not... None of them are. None of them are. They're all too good. Fine. These two, head over here. Now, as for this, we're going to need to go get the occupation. We're going to need to put a sizable enough force on the island that they don't try and land their own troops. And it's only a couple of months till I can declare that war. Give my province back. Wait. Oh, my allies aren't my friends anymore. Yes, please. Yes, please. Try threaten war. They'll be far too big. There is a pending call to arms. I can't even test anyway. They'll be too big. I'm like really quite sure of it. It is a bit unfortunate this is going to interrupt all of this coring. You know you could get off the boat the quick way. Okay. Was that alliance breaking with France? Yes. I want your gold mines, they say. Idiots. Yeah, I don't have any gold mines. If only it was as easy as some propaganda about not owning gold mines. New baby is junk, but we're sufficiently old that we don't really care. Now look, all I want is my stupid island back. I don't know how you got it, and honestly, I don't care to know. It's probably a bug. Well, if it's a bug, I should learn how to abuse it. Is Canada unloyal as well? Canada is loyal. Then they'll hate the nation that owns the gold mine. We could do that. You could, like, I could create some client states that owned every gold mine, and then they wouldn't want my land anymore. The enemy has 28 ships? What the? Oh, lost. Okay. Yeah, that was... I was very confused about Spain only having 28 ships. Yes, I would have to make them independent at the end of it, or else they'll just say, I want your subjects' land. True. You get punished for being loyal, Canada. I thought they would get there quickly enough. I was wrong. Oh yes, I should prepare Haida for annexation. Whew. What did you do, Salah? What have you done buggered up? You could have become Andalusia. It has really good ideas. It gets morale and it gets a bunch of quite nice things. So failing to form them is a bit of a biggie. Oh, come on, game. All I did was click the peace deal button. Minus 48. As if Liège is over here. He has one bit of Ugh. Well, time to make some more stacks again. Five more stacks. Come on, give me my one province. Wow. Yeah, that is really not helping the game. Every time I click that, it's no fun. No fun for Mr. Game. More dip to spend. Some of those probably won't even finish before the end date. But it doesn't really matter. Group split. Come this way. Don't care. Kill. Why not just right-click the button? Because I'm not used to... Well, it does the same thing anyway. It causes the game to super freeze. So it doesn't matter which way I do it of those two. But more than I'm used to doing the other way. And then here. Yes, old school thing. All these new shortcut keys, old man Blobber can't deal with them. Oh, how about you go fix that? You go fix that. Mainz is sick of the war. Goodbye. Boomer Blobber. Boomer Blobber. Man ended up playing Battle Bros till 3 AM. Like a person playing a fun game. You willing to give in yet? That's still a no. You want peace, I accept. Oh my... Getting close. He really thinks he's stronger than me, but he can't get his units over here, so it doesn't matter. Thank you. Now fix that. Okay, and now let's just wait for 50 years for the Industrial Revolution. The displeasure of paying monarch points per buildings. And you had to build a building to get an extra diplomat. And every province was a fort. Every single one. Alright, we look good. We have a spectacular amount of money. Done. And then some more of these. Oh, yes. You think they should bring back forts on all provinces? It's the logical next step. They've basically made the AI do that anyway. In the most recent set of patches. Stab up. No, the rule for the AI is if they have a path around a fort, then they're allowed to walk through it. So, say I was fighting an AI, and I had a fort here, and he had military access such that he could, in theory, walk this way. He is able to go through the fort in this direction because he has a path around, is the way that it works. Ugh. Seriously. You thought the AI did the required shuffling? No. It's not doing what you as a human can do, where if you say in that same situation I was the human. Just let me deal with these. Okay. Say in the same situation I was a human, and there was a fort here, and I had one army approach from this direction and one from the other. You can, by doing the unit merging and shuffling which units are in which army, by using this interface, change which ones are able to go in which direction. But the AI doesn't do that. It just goes straight through. If it has a viable path around, an allowable path around. Yeah, that's your secret. You just build forts in every province, so there's no path around. I mean, if you have 2 layers of forts, then yes, that will prevent the AI from doing that. Yes, but we don't have the richest trade node, so owning the coal is not... We have 2 coal provinces. There is this one. Which I suppose I could argue we could push to 30. And we have... Where's the other one? It was up here. This one. There, they're both at least 30 now. So they should be eligible in terms of that. It does feel cheesy because why is the player forced around? The idea is that you as a player could create a fort line, sit a unit in it, so the AI would think that they have to move around, and then when they're at about here, in terms of walking around, move your units, go start sieging their stuff down, and they'd keep doing it. Whereas a human would know, okay, I'll just sit here and wait for you to move out the way. As I understand it. Also, they had a hard time, like, teaching the AI when it should bother to walk around and when it should stay and wait. And threaten to siege it down if you move away. But if you can afford those forts, you should just have more armies and scare them away with the armies. Forts do not equal 80. They equal not losing 80. They don't give it quite so much. Because realistically, you're probably going to be fighting and siege... Well, not fighting. You're probably going to be sieging enough forts to be earning your AT via sieges. If you're playing a reasonably aggressive game. You plan to, but don't. They're just so expensive. So expensive. Oh, stop dodging. There. Yes. Yes. Everything may be a full state. Doesn't bother me. We can also help the Enlightenment by building universities in literally every province. So let's have the Pope help with our ability to build universities in literally every province. The rebels are time travelers. Come on. You can do it, game. And we're poor. In the limit of having only forts or having only army is the victorious one. So, nah, Salah. Done. All those culture conversions come in. Core it all. Or at least core as much as we can afford. And continue to wait for 1750. Reminder to check Precious Province. Sorry? I don't quite understand. Yeah. Play as Russia. Step 1. Play as Russia. Step 2. Build 4 forts over here and no forts anywhere else. Step 3. Watch the AI waste 2 years walking their armies all the way across here. There currently is none of them whack a slave, so we will achieve first place by default. It is an empty category at the moment. As are almost all of my records. There are a couple that are contested categories. A handful, maybe 10% of them. Shonen? Do you know its English name? Skein. Lund. Malmo. No, there's no Malmo. It's not a thing. It's called Lund. Oh, as in you block the fort here and you wait for everyone to start running around that way. Okay. Malmo is a fake city. Fake news, fake city. Hey, Nucrium. Thank you kindly for the raid. Thank you kindly for the host. For those of you just joining, we are attempting to do... There's the noise. We are attempting to do a sun god, which is start as whoever the heck you like, become the Inca, own the entirety of South America, including the island, and the island. Heyo, Nucrium. And own every institution, as in embrace every institution. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6/8 of the way there in terms of institutions, and we have all the provinces we need. So it's just let the clock tick by time. And chat. And chat. And watch the world. And see what interesting things are happening in the world. Like the Mughals. The Mughals have eaten a bit more India since last we looked. Spain have not eaten Genoa. It looks like the Ottomans have taken a bit of a bite out of the Commonwealth. Oh, cheers, literally. Keep coring. Keep converting. Level advisors at least 1. So what were you playing? What were you doing and what were you playing, Nucrium? You playing EU4? Deccan? Oh, did Bachmanus form Deccan? Yes, Bachmanus has become Deccan. And there's still Bengal. UA has got their freedom. Florida does not. The bot says Planet Crafter. I don't know this game. Planet Crafter. A space survival open world terraforming crafting game. Okay. Looks fun. Fun enough. And it's pretty. Keep the conversions rolling. It's probably time for us to suck back up to the Pope again. Indeed it is. It's also time to annex you. Goodbye. The fun thing with a Sun God run is it really hurts the colonizers. Yeah. Yeah. We look at our incomes. Normally, all of this gold would be in Spain's coffer. Let alone all the extra trade value. Goodbye, Haida. Get rid of those inherited units. The Pope is the Pope. Are we the bestest in the world? No, Spain is technically better, but only because of his subjects. And the Ottomans are technically better. But only a bit. Only a little bit. Keep coring. Ah, we got a girl in charge, so we aren't allowed to be the defender of the faith. Incan Siberia must continue to grow. Time to deprive Spain. No, because that would just mean I have to spend time microing, and the game would also spend a lot of time computing all the movement paths. So we are happy. We've taken all that we need to. It really is just wait 37 more years, and then the final institutions should be able to be spawned. How's the Enlightenment going? Not as quickly as I would like. And spend time sieging forts, yeah. New unit types. Better cannon. The only reason I'm doing these when these also take time is to prevent rebels. I'm kind of surprised Portugal has so much force limit to work with. They say they've got 90 just from their own provinces, which maybe they own more stuff that I'm not aware of. They own the Cape. They own little bits here and there, but I'm surprised they've got 90. Do you have quantity? Okay, he's got quantity, then I'm not so surprised. Yes, building unis, helping our odds of getting the institution to spawn in our land by building unis. And saving up monarch points for the dev push, yes. Also, the AI loves building those force limit. That's true. Every single bloody province will have a force limit building. Okay, and we're poor again. Surely the price of universities will decrease with the amount of supply being created. Ah, but you look at it another way. I'm demanding lots of universities. So surely the cost must rise to meet my demand. $200. I could also exploit dev everywhere. I'd have to not exploit dev in places that already accept it, which I'm not going to bother to do. Yeah, that's enough. And even that was really just to generate some more cash to throw into more unis. I'm always underwhelmed by how helpful the unis are for this. Like, it's a hugely expensive building. And what do you get for it? You get 0.02. You're much better off having full innovative. Dip Tech 20 with a scientist. I could do that. Which kind of guy is a scientist? Isn't he this kind of guy? I think he's production man, isn't he? Chat's chiming in and seems to agree. So literally hunting for a single scientist is what? Oh no, it only affects the capital. Oh, even that's helpful. Ooh, next level of fort. Same for these two, please. And that one. It's not like I need absolutism anymore, so sure, we'll even press the magic button for pulling money out of our backside. Hey, Upjump, thank you for the raid, thank you for the host. What were you playing, mate? I like beating the noise. Makes me feel like I'm paying attention. We might do that for the last one, where we unstate everything except our capital and concentrate dev like mad. And, you were also playing EU4. What campaign were you doing? For those of you just joining, we are doing a Sun God, which requires you to form Inca, own every province in the Southern America, which includes the Galapagos, the Falklands, and South Georgia, and embrace every institution. We are the proud owners of every province that we need. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the institutions. We're waiting for the 7th to finish spreading. And it's about 30 years until the last one can spawn. You're trying to Romificate using Biz. The Biz starts have gotten harder because the Ottomans don't they don't mothball all their forts. So you often now have to actually assault this fort like crazy once the Ottomans declare their war over here. Use your straight superiority and just hold this side. Wiki says you only need enlightenment. Is that true? I thought it says own all institutions. No, Wiki says have embraced all institutions. Unless you mean the specifically a Sun God achievement guide. In there it might say the wrong thing now. Or maybe you're looking at a different language version of the achievements. But the, like, parent achievement page, that one, I see as saying, have embraced all institutions. So we got 2 more to go. You just Googled Sun God and got sent presumably to that one, which I'm pretty sure I helped write. View history. Yep. I'm right there, 10th of April 2016. Anyway. We have some patience. We embrace the institution. How much do you think this is going to cost? Holy moly, 10k. Can industrialization spawn? It can, in terms of having a coal province with Dev 30. It can't in terms of having the most valuable trade node. If we go look at the conditions for it to spawn. Where are we? Here, here, here. You need to be, if you want it to spawn early, year is 1760, the very bottommost bit of this, and you have the highest trade value trade node in the world. We don't. Britain easily has a trade node that's about twice as profitable as us, and there's no reasonable way of grabbing that from him. So instead we fall back to the next condition, which is 1770, and has iron, cloth, or coal. Has 3 trade bonuses. And has a 30 development province that could have coal. I don't know that that's a big deal, Prime Keck, honestly. We'll just save up the Monarch points and dev push it when it occurs. So when it hits like 42, I stop spending any Monarch points, except when we're about to hit the cap. so that we can dev push it somewhere. Why not take North America and divert all trade there? It is not possible to divert this trade down to the Caribbean. You can divert some of this bit, but you cannot divert the East Coast. The East Coast is forced to go to Europe. And again, even if we add all these up, so let's look at this. 36, 10, so that's 40, 10, so that's 50. I could maybe push 50 more 50 more trade value towards here, say. 50 more trade value here would get that up to 40, 50, 60, 70, 120. England's at 260. So even if we literally extract all of these, and I suppose there's a little bit of double counting, whereas if we, some of the numbers that were going towards England at the moment, like as we add that 120 in here, there would be a little bit that gets minused away from this, but it's not going to be more than like maybe a third of that 120. So it's not gonna, even if we did grab all of this that could be pushed towards the Caribbean and own all the Caribbean, it still wouldn't compare to just the channel. Make war and force Britain to give me trade power. No, I'd need to own a province over there. Lima is the highest valued trade node in the world. I'd need to get a province there, and I'd need to move my capital there. And what do you think would happen if I move my capital to Europe? What's gonna happen if I move my capital to Europe? I've made that mistake during a speed run before, and I'm not gonna do it again. At least not that easily. Everything will turn into colonies over here. And then I'll be left with one province. It would not be fun. Throw away the new baby. Yeah, I'm not guaranteeing I'll never do it again, but not that easily. I've partially learnt my lesson. Sabotage his reputation. Yep, we got our provinces. Everything is ours that we need to own. And it's all colonized, because colonizing is a bit too quick these days. I'm not supporting your independence. If you want your freedom, fight for it. A new daughter? She's good enough. Welcome. Chikla. Chikla Ozcock. It isn't about the trade power, Van. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have trade power in the most valuable trade node. I could have 100% of the trade power in this trade node. What matters is you have to own a province in that trade node. Safe for now from the well, indeed. Oh, next row of these are ready to go. Yes, please, and thank you. Incan Russian is blossoming. It is. Incan East Siberia grows, and eventually it's going to touch Europe. It's going to touch the Urals. Still hasn't quite spread enough. Every province a university. Every single one. Literally every single one. Good. Start trusting down poor France. 70. $75. You know what? We're going to do something that we don't normally do. Can we? Boop. We can even hide that. Help speed up the game a bit more. Oh, Iceland exists. Presumably Denmark got kicked out to over here, and then when they got low enough on provinces, they clicked the button to form Iceland. It certainly looks that way. Ooh, culture is Icelandic. Because they've lost their Denmark cause here. But do you clock a record for both in-game time and... Yes, yes. So this will be 2 world records. This will be the fastest in-game time, as in the in-game date by which this record will have, or this achievement will have been done, assuming that no one else does it and submits it before me and gets it checked before me. Terms and conditions apply. But it will also be the fastest real game time, so the timer you can see up there. How many hours it took me of my life to do this. And it's looking like it's probably going to be just shy of 11. It's about a year a minute. And we've got about 40 to go. but Scathmandra, you must Kriegs. What is it? Empire Krieg? Krieg something. I just want to say Weltkrieg, but it's Reichskrieg. You must Reichskrieg him. How many times have you run the achievement before you did the run? I did this once originally, and you can see this is the third attempt. The top right of the counter has a little number 3. That's how many attempts it took us to get this done, trying to do it as a speed run. We tried once, and we failed to do the Inca bit, the former Inca bit, sufficiently well. We failed a second time when Portugal declared on us when we were basically South America. We were basically all of this and a fair bit of this, but the autonomy hadn't been lowered here. And Portugal called Great Britain and Spain in against us, and we couldn't handle that. Two of those 3 I would have been able to handle, but all 3 was too much. So we had to start again, and then we've got it this time. Third time's a charm in this case, barring something disastrous happening. While we wait. Ooh, yeah. Oh, PU France. And then have him added to the Empire. There you go. Yeah, the Mulhouse start is tough because Austria wants your land up here. And so whenever you go to war to expand, Austria will try and enforce peace on you so that he has an excuse to go to war with you and eat your land. So you've got to either time your wars in between his wars, like as in when his wars are going, or have big enough allies that even if he uses enforced peace, you can roll over the top of him. The top 3 colonizers against a single colony sounds totally historical. They did. All 3 of them. If it had have just been 2, like it would have just been England and Spain, or England and Portugal, or Portugal and Spain, I could have dealt. But all 3, I could not cover enough ground to push them off and into the sea in every direction at the same time. Too many units started dropping. Do I own any of the Caribbean? Yes, we own Aruba, because it's technically part of South America, even though it's part of the Caribbean. Like, it's continent. No, sorry. We took this because it made sense to take at the same time that we were eating this from the Dutch. Which you can't tell anymore because it says the culture is Quechus. But if we go back here, you'll see that used to be Holland. So yes, we own this and this. Trinidad, sorry, and Aruba. If you can get the Austria alliance, yes, but that's hard, relatively hard to do. Relies on some luck. More of the time, you're going to be going it alone and having to fight through Austria. New unit type. Westernized Incan infantry. Halfway done. And then what do we do as this last group? Is there anything else that's going to help us get the institution any quicker? How do you get the history tab? So select the province you want to know about. Then in the top left here, there's a little book. Province history. You click it, and it tells you all the information about when rebels took it over, when you've sieged it, when someone else has sieged it, when it's changed control. Yeah, I mean, maybe innovative with the institution spread would help. Okay. I'll pay that. That's true. And then we'll even pay for that. Why are you at war with Jolof? The Spanish Yolofian Imperialist War. And Spain is losing. The might of Jolof is keeping at bay the Spanish Empire. Jolof and Fulo and Jenny. You have to respect Officer Jenny. We're very nearly here for this. Who to put in the retinue first in Battle Brothers? No, I don't, Delpeckle, because I don't have the DLCs. The one that lets you scavenge armor better sounds really attractive to me as someone who doesn't have the DLC. But I don't know how good they are, how effective they are. All of them, Zeus, for Battle Bros. I only have the free stuff in the base game at the moment. Got to decide on whether I want to grab the rest. Someone decided to take Inu? We have. The DLCs that I don't have is in response to Battle Bros Zeus. Not in response to EU4. EU4 I have everything that isn't like extra units, sprites, and extra music and that sort of thing. I don't really care about the unit sprites. There are some people who really like Japan wants to be my friend. Can I please see how big Japan is? Okay, Japan, you are big enough to be worth being friends with. There are some people who really like the fact that, like, they get historical... You can get really accurate sprites, or more accurate sprites for different regions. But for me, they could be NATO symbols, and I really wouldn't care that much. Yeah, Zeus. So that's another example. So if you look at our units, Well, actually now we've got westernized infantry, so they look the same. But before, we had, like, guys that looked like Native Americans. Your stereotypical Indians. Big auto? Fairly standard auto, I would say. Maybe even auto probably should have that bit. He has eaten a little bit further this way. So he's gained this instead of gaining that. They own half of Russia and the Commonwealth. Yeah, usually he gets, in my experience, if you aren't the player and actively fighting him, he usually takes at least that bit. The rest, but at least the Moldavia bit. And he at least likes taking this state because it connects him up between Tolku and his Crimea bit. Yep, Crimea exists inside Yidishkul. At some stage he must have rebelled out of the Ottomans. Why couldn't Russia form? Well, they don't own Ryazan. They don't own Smolensk. Or Tver. Or Moskva. They didn't own... Yeah, they need to either own Smolensk from memory or Ryazan is one of the... There's like 8 provinces they need, and 4 of those are like one or the other. So they 100% need Novgorod. They 100% need Moskva. They're either allowed Ryazan or Smolensk. They're either allowed Yaroslavl or something else, and something. There's one more other than that. There's Nizhny and something else as well. And so they never owned Ryazan and Smolensk, so they couldn't Russia. Even before they started getting nibbled on nibbled on by the Commonwealth. They have one of the needed provinces, yes. Japan has stopped selling me knowledge. And I have the ability to embrace, so we will. Goodbye, giant stack of money. Oh, hello, counting houses. Let's just disappear that so that that's not constantly updating. And then we're too poor to afford any more. Done. 400 a month. That is some nice income. Still, we have to save up to embrace the next institution. It's not going to be free. Yeah. Once you get big enough, everyone wants to be your friend. It's one of the reasons why I say quantity ideas is also really a diplomatic idea group in terms of its outcomes, because increasing your force limit makes the AI want to be your friend. Whether they flip to friendly or not is in large part dictated by your force limit. Whether they're friendly or neutral. Similarly, how quickly you earn favors in here is all about relative force limit. So the more units you have than the enemy, or than your ally, I should say, the more units you have than your ally, the quicker you earn favors here. And if you have significantly fewer than your ally, you earn it very slowly. So it's kind of a diplomatic idea group in that it helps you get alliances and get more favors out of your allies. Now that we've started getting these. The atmospheric engine. Can we build any of these furnaces? Yes, yes. So let's try and remember these numbers. It was trade 140, 340 and 140 for production and trade. $340, $140 before the furnaces finish. Choo choo. Oof. It doesn't really bother me, Raging William, if England gets it, as long as someone gets it so that it triggers. What would be bad for me is if no one triggers it and it's like 1765 and it still hasn't occurred anywhere in the world. As long as it occurs somewhere, I'm good to dev push it the rest of the way into existence in my land. Guarantee, access, vassalize. Next layer of reverse Siberia. New Zealand wants to be our friend. No. You can give me your trade power. We can influence and gift. It was this guy. Ngati Kahungunu. I know his flag. And I know that he is in New Zealand, if not in exactly which spot. Okay, as soon as he's at peace, we can click the button and make you a little minion. We can probably do the same for all of these, realistically. So let's raise relations, raise relations, raise relations. Vassalize all these guys. Other than that, it's just wait out the 16 more years. France wants to be my friend again. Tough. You've surrendered to Spain one time too many. Couldn't I get a PU over them? Current available PUs are Stettin, Ryazan, Scandinavia, New Zealand, Spain, and Champagne. Fine, we'll marry him. I was going to say we'll ally him and then marry him and try for the PU, but he's wise to my caper. And doesn't want to marry me even if we're allies. So we'll undo that. Spain and Champagne. Well, Spain's our enemy, so they won't let us do that. Champagne might. If we allied them, they might let us get that PU. How old is Champagne? 26. They'll probably have a baby. Although, they don't have any marriages. So sure, we can try. It's not like we've got anything else to do at the moment. Okay, he can become our little minion. Send an assassin. You say that, Zeus, but when in the patch where they first introduced all these extra spy actions, all the espionage actions, if you got your spy network up to above 90, you could trigger an event that would kill the enemy king. But it could also work on your king, and the AIs that are your rivals are basically hard-coded to have a spy on you at all times. So what would happen is every 3 or 4 years, your king would die because the AIs had high enough spy network on you to trigger the event. And everyone was complaining about it on Reddit. Everyone was complaining on Reddit and the bug report forums, and very, very quickly they just deleted that event. So that it stopped being a problem. And this was back before, at least I think it was, back before the Regency Council changes. So you would end up in more or less permanent regencies. Like, your king would come of age, and then shortly afterwards, oh look, their spy network is triggered. They've murdered your king. back into Regency. Oof. Well, Zeus, there's a clip function, and you can rewind the stream. I don't feel the need to repeat myself. Oh, not at the moment. We could stand down for our new glorious discipline, baby, and start searching for the next generation. Or have ad blockers. Either or. Though, of course, sort of against the spirit. And Twitch aren't your friend if you advocate ad blockers. Start making this guy even happier. Yes. So you could also be sneaky and, like, move yourself to a region that doesn't have any ads, so that you don't get any. No, Solar. I have the minimum ads you're allowed per hour. So I think it's like 30 seconds once an hour. I have it at absolute minimum. They want you to do like 3 minutes every half an hour or something, and I'm like, that's just obnoxious. No. That's what they recommend you do. Something along those lines. It's not like, don't quote me on the exact numbers, but it's something like that. And still not willing to give me that. What if the Pope can't get the Pope to do that? So he's never going to marry me. Well, you're subbed, so you don't know. Yup. And it's appreciated, buddy. Marry you. Proclaim guarantee. We're at the start of the new year. You watch streams because you can't stand TV. I can't stand TV ads either. I have a real hard time if I'm at a friend's and they have TV, or visit mum and dad, watch, you know, hang out there, and they've got TV with ads going, and it just does my head in. Offer access. Influence gift. Two to 3 ads every 10 minutes was super annoying. Yeah. Like, I would just stop watching. Unless it was something that was absolutely amazing. Beyond, you know, anything that I've seen yet. You don't mind radio ads if only they would keep volumes consistent. Yup. It's a race to the bottom. Whoever's loudest wins. Ugh. So it was gift. And then trade power. And he has the TV super loud. I need to send an insult to one of your enemies. Ta-da, he's willing to become our little minion. Yeah, I do the same sometimes, Prime Keck. Like, if I see one or two of an ad, I don't mind. But if I get like nothing but that ad for a week, I will actively avoid that thing as punishment for it being obnoxious. Like for 2 weeks or something, I was getting the ads for the time travel movie with just a sec, I'm gonna have to find the actor's name. Chris Pratt? Was it Chris Pratt? I think it might have been Chris Pratt. Time travel movie. Anyway, there was a time travel movie that got tons of... Yeah, Tomorrow War. It got tons of advertising on Twitch, at least for me, in my zone. And I was like, I'm never watching that movie. Ever. Ever. We'll also make clam chowder down here, our little minion. And the building's finished, so we're at 340 and 140. Trade actually hasn't gone up. Trade's gone down relative to where we were, but production's gone up by about 50 ducats. Yep, executable. We're still going. We're nearly there. It's 1740 and we need to get to about 1760. You're getting the same movie ad here every time as well. I believe it. I said it was happening to me. I can't go to Yemen. I'm an analyst. I don't remember that ad, sorry. Give us your trade power. Proclaim guarantee, and then he'll become our little minion. Yeah, I keep getting the pure blonde ad at the moment. Yes. I keep getting the pure blonde ad. That's the ad that I get. ¿Por qué no los dos? ¿Por qué no los dos? Oh, next one of these already. Okay, we were going to make you our little minion. Proclaim guarantee. Oh, you think you're too far away? Well, that's awkward. Because you aren't. Well, all that really says is that when I vassalize this guy, then I'll be able to do it. So we have some patience. Can we annex you yet? No. And that is the last idea. Veneto. There is an achievement like that. And it's Quiz. Quiz pro quo. You've got to start as a native over here. And you've got to get your capital into this state, if I remember correctly. I think it's the state of Poitou. The Alienware ad has convinced you to never ever buy Alienware. It's backfiring. Uh, 56. This is the guy that I have to do. 80. 75. 80. So 4 more times. Three more times. The center of revolution in Tangiers has spread revolutionary ideas into some of our provinces. No. How about no? Which map mode did I bind it to? I thought I bound it to that one. No, it was this one. So we have the revolutionary zeal in our provinces over here. I must have among the world's highest absolutism for it to be preferentially targeting me. So does Scandinavia, apparently. And then once more. Vive la Revolution. Revolutionary Inca. I don't think it will spread enough by the time we are finished, but maybe it will. Oh, the next layer of these is ready to go. Okay, and then we start making this guy our little minion. So, proclaim guarantee. The green blob keeps on increasing. What did he do? Oh yes, he ate all the way up to the top border of Russia. He still hasn't eaten Yemen, though. Anyway, guarantee. Offer access. Ludog. So one thing that you might not know is, what is it? What is it called? Like, we still have Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi? One of the two, I forget. And almost everywhere else in the world, it's been renamed. But when they tried to rename it here, no one bought it. No one bought the new renamed version and just kept buying the old one. People were quite attached to the old name. We have Pepsi and Coca-Cola are the two main ones. There's also a little bit of Dr. Pepper, but that's about it. Yes, we still have Zero. We still have Coke Zero. We do have Mountain Dew, but that's not cola. Mountain Dew is more like lemonade. I was speaking about cola specifically. Diet anything tastes like absolute ass. Let me look it up. Coke Zero was briefly introduced, but then was removed. And it's just Diet Coke again. And they keep trying to push it on us. And it's not very popular. At least I think so now. Let's have a look. Woolworths. Or Coles. Like, they introduced it and then it went away. And now it's just no sugar. Yeah, it's just called Coca-Cola No Sugar. Anyway, their advertising name change sort of failed here. Shun. Bengal. 3,000 ducats for 2 base tax. No. Poor France. Poor France. Five more years. You can see why they wanted that friendship to help protect them from GB, who now owns Holland. We might go back to sucking up to Ottomans. End of this year we can do him. Re-improve with you. Patience, we need to decrease our distance to borders. November is the magic month for you. Japan wants some of my money. Fine. Did they ever lose Calais? No. Great Britain has kept Calais the whole time as far as I know. We could check. So England, GB, occupied but not taken. Stopped being a core of England. Wait, what? Is this... Okay. I was like, for a moment I was thinking, is this Scottish Great Britain? No, it might be. No, because if they formed it, they would get the core. So maybe it's Scottish Great Britain? No. This shows the same thing. The Irish formed GB. Well, that's something that's never going to happen. But Scottish Great Britain could actually occur. Yeah, the fact that there are Scottish cores here shows you that, it wasn't Scotland that became Great Britain. But there's something weird going on with her. Maybe they lost it and got it back via Holland. Four more years. No, because FMS Gurkberg. What typically happens is France starts eating the English Isles as well. France isn't just so generous as to give all the land to Scotland. Even if France and Scotland win wars, France takes at least this bit for themselves. At the very least, that bit. I could declare that you are unworthy of my trade. I could declare that you are unworthy of my trade. Can France form GB? No, not directly. They would have to culture flip, and the AI doesn't really do that. The AI will only do that if they collapse. And if you take away all of their original culture provinces, and therefore they have events trigger that cause it to happen. But they won't do it like a player will. Embargo, yes. Yes, we're just waiting for the next institution to spawn. 2 more years. And 3 months. And then it can start to exist, potentially. Time to find a modder decoded then. They would still have more French, like, unless they lost a lot of French land, they would still have more French dev than English. They wouldn't want to form GB. Oh, next layer of this. Alright, we might be able to get there now. Transfer trade, influence gift, and subsidies. And I think they disappear. Oh, Ottomans wants to be our friend. And that seals it. There is no threat to us now. There is no military threat that could even conceivably cause us to have a problem with the Ottomans as our friend. The axis of evil. So it was here, and it was influence gift. And then it was subsidize. I don't really want to be at war, but if I'm forced to be... I need 4 more. There we go. And that gets him happy. Oh. They're going to be obnoxious over here. Get out of my land, you jerks. Now that he's my vassal, I can stop giving him the subsidies. He doesn't need 300 ducats a month. Yeah, you're pretty good. For some reason you were expecting this attack at the moment that it turns 750. So it's most likely to appear in Gragia. That Spanish morale. Nothing to sneeze at. Tens of thousands. And yet they won. Good for them. Ferrara is technically winning. Click the buttons. They won, but they lost like 200k army. They lost a lot of units, yes. We also lost a lot of manpower, though. We got 100k sitting around waiting to reinforce. I thought you were disloyal. Nah, he's become loyal again. Oh, Spain will have chosen the, make subjects more loyal thingy. Ugh. Okay, let's head on up again. Nope, we need to back off. That's another 200k gone. Oh, I didn't notice that. Over here, please. I want all of these provinces back. Thank you. Come on, trigger. Four extra stacks. We actually run a little bit of a risk of them asking for their the old cores back. I don't know, Galgamus, about the capital coal thing. Oh, men are out of manpower, so we go click the button. And spam some of them back. Would you just stay out of my provinces? Still hasn't triggered. I know, Crusher. It's intentional. We want to keep maximum number of points so that the instant the institution spawns, we can dev push with every single monarch point. It is intentional. Taking more admin techs at this point does not help us, but having them saved up so that we can dev push when this spawns does. No, not a problem, Crusher. You are trying to be helpful. It is appreciated. Double check they didn't get any of these back. They didn't get that back. They didn't get any of this back. So aside from the fact that I have to kill off these peasants, we're all good. Okay. Why Raging William? Why though? I don't see a reason to do so. I shouldn't really even be clicking those buttons, really. If it doesn't help cause the institution to spawn... One, two. Doesn't COT spread it faster? It doesn't exist yet. It hasn't spawned in. Right? It doesn't say origin somewhere. When it says origin somewhere, then I can help. You are right in that it will help dev push cheaper. That is true. But we've already upgraded most of them. I've got the cash. It isn't a question of cash. The question is going to be whether we have enough dev in the province at the end. Could you frigging well stop it? I don't want to be at war with the Mughals. Oh my god, now he's going to occupy all of this. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Donk! Right with the banhammer. Someone learned some new words today. It's an exciting time in their life. A whole new world of cussing has opened up before them. You're fine, Salah. Don't stress. Do not stress at all. Okay. Auto-fix the rest of those. Auto-fix the rest of those. And we're done. We don't care about dip tech cost, so... or admin tech cost. There's a lot more buttons to click, Sanity. There are a lot more buttons to choose from. So where's Guarija? Guajira. Which sounds like Godzilla. Gojira. Gojira. So it is most likely to occur here because the revolution is present and it's coal and it has a furnace. So what new buttons do you have access to? Because I know they made deving part of the base game, and a lot of people got very grumpy about the fact that something that they paid for as part of one of the DLCs is now being given away for free. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Come on, trigger. I'm honestly surprised they haven't wiped out more over here. Really? That button has that effect? No, it doesn't. This one. Ah, local dev cost. Interesting. Well, where are we going to dev push? According to the list, we are going to dev push Santa Fe because it costs 5. No, so it doesn't do anything for us because we're not going to be dev pushing in provinces that have enough dev for that. Because all our ultra super mega cheap ones are less expensive than that. I mean, everything has no autonomy. 0... Pretty much everything has precisely 0 autonomy. I suppose we should actively avoid doing it here is about the only thing. Almost everything will be at 90? I don't think so. It's given up targeting me and it's targeting Europe now. It just really didn't like my coal province, apparently. Yeah, the Ottomans are doing work. But not enough work. 2 more years and then it can spawn in Britain. The workers there must have formed a union. The coal miners and the sugar plantation of Aruba both want glorious freedom. And they won't have it. Not a drop. You know what we will do is we will scootage you. We'll scootage you. So we can make sure to annex you. We'll re-raise with this guy. Influence, gift, vassalize now that we touch them. Via our Chukchi vassal. Has England built any furnaces yet? No idea. We can check in a sec. Let's do the gift. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, has England built any furnaces? No, 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 no. Well, we can possibly encourage him to build furnaces by sending him a giant stack of cash. There. Well, he's got the building slots, Galgamus. So I suspect if we give him money, he will build them. I guess we'll see. Yep, I gave him 8,000 and he's only got 8,900. So it certainly looks like, it certainly looks like he was out of money. I got a mission by giving Great Britain money. I have trustworthy allies now. I've acquired subjects. I've united our home region. I've united our home region. And I have native colonization. Ta-da! Now it can, in theory, happen. We get it. That isn't enough for the for us to embrace yet, so we go pick our most expensive province, apparently. That isn't you. Well, actually, I care about Dev. So, Tumbies, can we force you to gain the new institution? Development cost. Can you just keep doing it? No, you can only do it twice. Okay. We dev push. That might even let me click the button again. Is that enough? No. Well, it will spread to that one really quickly. although not quickly enough. So we do here as well. Done. Is that enough? Halfway there. Let's pick somewhere else that's pretty high dev. Cuzco. Done. Is that enough? Almost, but not quite. 6.5 of the required 10. Q gold mine depletion? Yeah, we don't care about that though. So what we do is we start destating everything else. If it doesn't have the institution, we start destating it. I can, but it's too hard to see which provinces have it without the builder tool. So basically, everything here can go. Like the builder tool does it alphabetically. Rather than in order of which provinces don't have it. The one to the left of the crown is great projects, as in the wonders. But that's not the one we're looking for. We're looking for the embrace the institution one. We were going to stop there. Next we do all these ones. Partially to stop the war exhaustion, but also because it actually does help. $9.3. Work our way from the bottom here up. Damn it. There we go. Sub 12 hours. We are Inca, check. We have embraced every institution, check. And we own all the provinces in South America. All of the rest of this is ours. Now, you wanted to know what this is. Great projects can be built. You can build the Panama Canal. Alright, and with that I get to, seeing as I'm a winner, I get to go have dinner.